There's a pattern you'll notice in people who seem to enjoy hurting others. Most people assume they're simply rude. Few people see the pattern behind the behavior. Because not everyone who hurts you is trying to solve a problem. Some people are trying to create one. They don't always shout. They don't always insult you directly. Sometimes it's a sarcastic remark, a subtle jab, an embarrassing joke, a carefully timed criticism, a comment designed to make everyone laugh except you. And strangely, they often seem satisfied afterward. Not because they proved anything, because they got exactly what they came for, your reaction. Think about the last time someone got under your skin. Maybe it happened at work, at home, during a family gathering, or in a conversation with someone who called themselves your friend. The words lasted only seconds, but somehow they stayed with you for hours. You replayed them. You imagined better responses. You wondered why they said it. Meanwhile, they had already moved on. The hidden pattern is this. People who enjoy hurting others are rarely trying to change your mind. They're trying to change your emotional state. Because once they control how you feel, they feel like they've won. Most people think cruelty comes from confidence. Psychology suggests something very different. Imagine two empty glasses. One person fills their own glass. The other simply pours yours onto the floor. At the end, neither has more water, but somehow they feel better because you have less. Human behavior often works the same way. Some people don't know how to create peace, so they create chaos. Some people don't know how to build confidence, so they try to dismantle yours. Some people don't know how to become stronger, so they spend their lives searching for someone else easier to weaken. The pattern isn't power. The pattern is scarcity. Because people who are genuinely secure rarely need to prove it. But people who constantly feel small often search for someone else's confidence to shrink. This is where the hidden game begins. Most manipulation isn't physical, it's psychological. They throw a sentence into the room, then quietly waiting to see if your face changes, if your voice changes, if your confidence changes. Because every emotional reaction tells them something. That worked. Most people think they're defending themselves. In reality, they're giving feedback. Every explanation, every argument, every emotional outburst, every attempt to prove they're wrong teaches the manipulator exactly where your emotional buttons are. And once someone finds the button, they stop searching. They simply keep pressing it. This is where the pattern changes. People expect one of two responses: anger or submission, fight or silence. Almost nobody expects awareness. Imagine throwing a hook, only to realize the other person watched it coming before you moved. The game immediately changes, because manipulation survives inside confusion. It struggles inside clarity. When someone calmly recognizes what just happened, the manipulation loses its disguise. Suddenly, it isn't a joke anymore. It isn't harmless teasing anymore. It becomes visible. And once manipulation becomes visible, it becomes much harder to continue. Not because you defeated them, because you refused to play the role they prepared for you.
Here's something most people never realize. The opposite of emotional weakness isn't aggression. It's emotional stability. Imagine a mountain during a storm. The wind still blows, the rain still falls, lightning still strikes, but the mountain doesn't negotiate with the weather. It simply remains. Emotionally grounded people become like that mountain, not because they never feel pain, but because they stop outsourcing their emotional state to other people. The manipulator says something cruel, the mountain remains. The critic appears, the mountain remains. The insult lands, the mountain decides whether it deserves attention. That decision changes everything. This isn't easy because most of us were taught the opposite. We were taught to explain ourselves, defend ourselves, convince everyone to understand us. But people committed to misunderstanding you will always find another misunderstanding. People committed to provoking you will always find another provocation, which means peace doesn't begin when they change. Peace begins when you stop believing every invitation deserves your attendance. Not every argument deserves your voice. Not every insult deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your emotional energy. Eventually, something surprising happens. People who once enjoyed provoking you begin looking elsewhere, not because you became intimidating, because you became unprofitable. Manipulators collect emotional reactions. When none appear, the reward disappears, the game becomes boring, and people rarely continue playing games they can no longer win. This doesn't mean becoming cold or emotionless or pretending nothing affects you. It means recognizing the difference between feeling an emotion and handing someone permission to control it. Because emotional strength isn't refusing to feel, it's choosing what deserves your feelings. Most people see insults, few people see invitations. Invitations to abandon their peace, invitations to surrender control, invitations to become someone else's emotional entertainment. The people who enjoy hurting others hate one response more than any other. Not revenge, not anger, not perfect comebacks, awareness. Because awareness ends the game. And once you see the pattern, you can change the outcome.